Hello children, we are studying arithmetic progression. Today we shall see the application of the concept. First question you see, on 1st Jan 2016, Sanika decides to save rupees 10, rupees 11 on second day, rupees 12 on third day, like this way. If she decides to save like this, then on 31st December 2016, what would be her total saving? Question is clear? Earlier two lesson also I have taught you how to solve a word problem. What is the basic part over here? That to read and understand. So here you see that on 1st January onwards she is saving and she is doing savings and her savings are 10 on the first day, 11 on second day, 12 on the next day, and so on. So what do you observe here? The savings are increasing by what? 1, which is a constant. 10 plus 1, 11, or 11 minus 10, 1, 12 minus 11, 1. So since the savings are increasing by a constant, hence first thing you have to decide here is that the savings are in an AP. So what is the statement we are writing? Savings are 10, 11, 12, which increase by a constant. Hence, they are in an AP. This is the first relation you need to establish here. Okay. So, what is this AP? 10, 11, 12. There, where the first term is 10, common difference is 1. Further, let's see what is asked. If she decides to save like this, then on 31st December 2016, what would be her total saving? So what we have to find for this given AP? We have to find sum of all terms. What we have to find here is SN. Which formula we are using? SN. Okay. What is the value of N here? Since we are talking from 1st Jan to 31st Jan 2016, N will be the number of days in this year. Now 2016, what kind of year? It is a leap year, right? So how many days are there in a leap year? 366. So N is what? 366. So let's record all these things. Hence they are in AP, where A is equal to 10, D is equal to 11 minus 10. That is 1. Also, we have to find SN, where N is equal to number of days from 1st Jan to 31st December 2016, which is a leap year. Therefore, N is equal to 366. So the question is clear. You have established a relation between the question and arithmetic progression concept, and now you have understood what are you finding. So write the formula. What is the SN formula? Which one we will use? The first formula, where A and D are used, because we do not know the last term. N by 2 bracket 2A plus N minus 1 into D. So S 366 is equal to 366 upon 2 bracket 2. A is what here? 10 plus 366 minus 1 into D. D is what? Simply 1 here. Simplify this. 2 1s are 8s are 3s are 183. 2 10s are 20 plus 366 minus 1, that is what? 365. that comes as 183 multiplied by this, simply you add, this comes as 385, multiply and find the product. I am writing here directly, you can work out and check out that is rupees 70,455. So how much she has saved in all these 366 days? This is the amount. And don't forget to write the answer statement. Who is she? Sanika. Sanika will save rupees 70,455 in all. Clear? See the next question, children. Let's read it. A man borrows rupees 8,000 and agree to repay with a total interest of rupees 1,360. Even though he has borrowed 8,000 only, he will have to pay this much interest. So, do you understand how much amount he will have to pay back? 8,000 plus 1,360, that 9,360 in 12 monthly installments. Number of installments 12. Each installment being less than the preceding one by rupees 40. This statement relates our question with arithmetic progression. Each installment being less than preceding one by rupees 40. So they differ by a constant number, that is 40. Find the amount of the first and the last installment. So I suppose you are clear with the question. So first we have to find here is that total amount to be paid back, to be repaid. We can write 8,000 plus 1,360, that comes as 9,360 rupees. Okay, as now right here, as each installment is lesser than preceding one by 40, which is a constant, hence installments are in NAP. Very importantly, this statement is must. Unless you relate the question with the concept, you cannot proceed with that, and there some marks are reserved. Then some children keep wondering that they were expecting full marks, they haven't got. These are the small things for that. Okay, so the installments are in AP, and now here we'll write where N is 12, right? Now D, what is happening? Each installment is lesser than the preceding one. So how do we find common difference? Second installment minus first installment. So that will be what? Minus 40. That is another thing you need to note here. They are becoming less, hence the next one minus previous one, the answer will be negative 40 because the previous one is greater here, right, to be subtracted. So D is minus 40. And also another thing is what? S12, right? Sum of all 12 installment payment will be 9,360. So what is given here is S12. So we will assume let first term be, or first installment be A. So when we are using S in formula, that is N upon 2 bracket 2A plus N minus 1 into D. Here Sn is known, N is known and D is known. So first step we will find the value of A. That will fetch what? The first answer, the first installment. And how to go for the last installment? Keep thinking. Sn, that is a 9360 is equal to 12 by 2 bracket 2A, A is missing, 12 minus 1 into, put a bracket. Have you seen I have put a bracket? Why? Because it's negative. This is 6 times, so it will go and divide. 9360 divided by 6 is equal to 2a plus 11 into minus 40, bracket closed. Now divide 6 ones are 6 5s are 30, 6 are 1560 is equal to 2a. 11 into minus 40 will be what? Minus 440. Therefore 2a will be what? 1560 minus will become plus 440. So 2a is what? 560 plus 40, 604, 2000. Therefore a is equal to what? 2000 by 2, that is 1000. So you have got here a, that is our first installment, is rupees 1000. This is clear? Now I have asked you how will you find the last installment. So the last installment, which one? How many total installments are there? 12. So last installment will be what? T12, right? So now a is known, d is known, n is known. So which formula are we using for last installment? Nth term formula. What is that? Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Tn, that is T12, we have to find a, that is 1000 plus 12 minus 1 into minus 40. So 1000, 12 minus 1, 11 into minus 40, that will be minus 440, 1 second, and that comes as what? Rupees 560. So write down the answer statement number 1. The first installment, that is a, that is rupees 1000. Second answer, last installment T12, that is rupees 60. I hope it's clear to you. Let's see another question. There is an auditorium with 27 rows of seats. There are 20 seats in the first row, 22 seats in the second row, 24 in the third row, and so on. How many seats are there? How many rows are there in all? 27. First row, how many seats are there? 20. Second, 22. Third, 24. So what you understand? That the number of seats are increasing here, right, by a constant. What is that? 2. 20 plus 2, 22 plus 2, 24, etc. So this problem is related with AP. Question is, find the number of seats in the 15th row. Also find total how many seats are there in the auditorium. Easy question. I hope you all have understood. First we will see that the number of seats, we will show that the number of seats in each row are in an AP. So how will you write? First you write number of seats in, say, first row is equal to 20, second row 22, third row 24. So here you write, as the number of seats increase, by a constant here, that is 2. Hence they are in an AP, right? Where first term A is what? 20. Common difference D is what? We will show 22 minus 20, that is 24, minus 22, that is 2. So the common difference is 2. Now go back to the question. you have to find the number of seats in the 15th row. Okay, so what you have to find first? What is T15? That is n is equal to what, children, here? 15. First part is clear. So which formula we will use? Nth term formula. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. That is 20 plus 15 minus 1 into D, that is 2. So you get 20 plus 14 into 2. 20 plus, follow BODMAS here. Okay, so you won't add, you will multiply. 14 2s are 28. So how many? 48 seats. Simple. You have found the first answer. How many seats are there in the 15th row? In the 15th row there are 48 seats. First answer found here. Second is total how many seats are there in the auditorium. So what formula we will use? Sn, right? So second right here, total number of seats. Here Sn formula we are going to use which one? Which involves A and D, because those values we know. So here A is what? 20. D we have already found here 2. Okay. N, total how many rows are there? 27. Okay. So Sn is equal to n upon 2 bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into D. So S 27, that comes as 27 upon 2 bracket 2 into 20 plus 27 minus 1 into D, that is again 2. 2 can be taken common and can be cancelled with this 2 as well. Okay, it is up to you. So 27 upon 2, I am taking here 2 common. If you don't want, suppose I don't want to, then what I will be doing here? 40 plus 27 minus 1, what is that? 26. 26 multiplied by 2, 52. That comes as 27 upon 2 into 92. So on multiplying, what you will be doing here? 2 ones are and 2 4s are 46. So 27 multiplied by 46. Multiply 27 by 46. Answer is 2 4 2 1. 1 2 4 2 seats. This is what? S27. So what are your answers? First answer is number of seats in 15th row 48. Second, total number of seats in the auditorium. That comes as 1242 seats. Or suppose you are clear with these remaining questions, do try yourself. Similar pattern, I repeat the pattern again. First read the question very carefully, establish the relation and must show that how the numbers given or whatever information given is an AP. And then accordingly, if a particular, like here in a particular row, how many seats are there, we have used nth term formula. In all, how many seats are there in all 27 rows is asked, we have used Sn formula. Okay, so practice your exercise. Last exercise is completed. Now practice set is left. If you raise the doubts, definitely I will take those questions as well. Okay.